Welcome to the Awesome. I'm Big Roy, and this is the Strikeforce Master Launch Podcast. Here's my co-host, Chewburger84.
No, go back and do the intro again, because I want you to do the voice you were just doing before we hit record, Roy. Do it.
Oh.
Do it.
The combination of Deckard Cain, Bane, and Sean Connery.
Yeah, man. There was something to that. It was drifting in and out. It's like when my wife does impressions. Whatever she reaches for, like whatever geographically is like at a 45-degree angle on the other side of the planet, that's roughly where she hits. It's like, you know, goes for Scottish and it's just like, boom, Russian. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I totally do that too. I just start in one and just go all over the place.
Yeah, which is hard for her because she lives with me and I'm an idiot and just walk around the house being anything but me.
All right, let me try it. Welcome to the Awesome. I am Big Roy, and this is the Strikeforce Massive Launch Podcast. Here's my co-host, Chewburger84. Yeah, that definitely went to Bane.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking this before. I was talking about how that every time I try and do a Bane impression, unless I put the hand over my mouth, it always ends up as Deckard Cain. You might as well just be trying to threaten Batman with, stay a while and listen. You know, it's just not going to work. Yes. Anyway, apparently this is a podcast about Marvel Strike Force. That's what people tell me.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, fine. Let's do it. All right, so this is the Strike Force Masters Launch Podcast. It's going to be a weird one. I'm in a mood, as Roy knows. It's been a week, man. But look, it is something we really do enjoy doing every week. It's picking up my mood already, and that is thanks to all of you guys, our listeners, our wonderful community. To those of you that support us and do things behind the scenes, we really, really love you and appreciate it. And for those of you that are part of our Discord, thanks for your questions every week. Now, if you want to support the show, you absolutely can go the extra mile and become one of our Patreons, which 2 new people did this week. So thank you very much to Doug as our brand new supporter and to VMAC, who is an apprentice. So you can do that just like those guys did over at patreon.com/SFMOL, Roy.
Yes.
No, it is the first week of the month. This is everyone who was not a patron's least favorite segment of the month because you're going to hear Auctioneer Chew. All right, so we do a big readout at this first week of every month as a massive thank you to all of our patrons on the list. Now, we've had a lot of challenges with this recently because there was a new thing that came into Patreon. Our stuff keeps getting deleted, so we have to manually do it. I hate Patreon. Find me a better thing, please. But look, to all our supporters first, Commander Corsi, Dylan, Chief, Hulk Smash, Kevin, Lunchbox, There Bear, Sky Song, Matches Malone, Halcyon Days, LFC Avenger, Goat 3 on 4, Connor L, Lance is Better Than You, Sunny C, and Sniper Alley, thank you. To our apprentices, Snorlax Hunter, Franchise CBM, Danelle, Darth Longstride, Swain Hammer, Jason V, Creative Name, Blue Luna, Lee, Minus 88, Run and Gun 83, Zatio Tech, Frozen, Tabita Viking, TT Marco, Immort, Bloodwalker, Jeff M, JJ Ortiz, Lowry, Dan 1387, Dracul, Ganonwolf, Duckman, Bronzy, Corey F, Rhinosaurus, Alan K, Prince Yoshi, Ender, Rockstar, Axron, Daniel F, Squallfire, DJB 306, Simon L, Mapluddy, K-Lord 94, Balbaroy, Adam Rero, and Unhinged. To the Journeyman, Andrew M, X23, Beer God, Mookie, The Dawkins, Justin Beard, Paul Puck, Irish Avenger 81, Scooter Yule, Chilbo Cravino, Tickenarthur, Dunadun, Real East, Lemon Rust, Big Spartan 34, Bo Slayer, Legriff, Cheetah Hobbs, Hamdeezus, Domino, Alan G, Morphine Dream, Grimnos, Captain Hammer, Michael L, Metalhead, Uthred, Epicerium, and Slim. And to the big boys, the masters, JW Sen, Della, Maseo Bart, Liquid Cool, Dragus, Assassin Avenue, Judas, Moon, Foltzy, Schmaltzy, Kane, Spark Zulu, Jackie246, J Shriver 138, Tuggernuts, Commander Iceman, Shalasta, Dracathor, Jedi Matroza, Mikey H, Ace Trainer, Incorrect User, Dahooch, Brian C, Bronzy, Neil Wallybird Wiley, Laser James, Sumo Raider, Honeycombs, Agent Zero, and to the gods, the Uber tier, the Sith Lords, the masters above the masters for some reason. So these guys have created their own tier. You guys are welcome to, but it's definitely not expected because apparently in Patreon you can pick whatever number you feel like. So anyone who picks a number above our top tier, we will give you whatever title you want that's PG. So to Shalasta, to Lord Keen, and Maseo, thank you so much to the 3 of you. We really appreciate the extra mile that you guys have gone for us. And thank you to every single one of you on that list. Yeah, it's awesome the support that we get, Roy.
Absolutely. It's overwhelmingly awesome how many people support us. We greatly appreciate it. And we have enough listeners now. I'm sure this request can be filled. We're going to need that sound clip of him reading this off put to a beat. And you can go the extra mile and auto-tune it.
Well, the other thing we could do is we could do this as a time trial. So basically that whatever happens, I can't be longer than the week before, which would be a challenge because we get more Patreons. I have to go faster each time.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Let's coming up with challenges that make my week harder. God damn it. Yeah. All right.
That's why I'm here.
Now, Roy, of course, there is a massive divide in this game, Roy. There's the haves, the have-nots. There is the Krakens. There is the free-to-play. We want to support everyone. We want everyone who wants to support us to be able to. How do people support us without spending $1?
Yes, you can help support us absolutely free by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. We got one updated one and 3 new ones this week.
Ooh.
First is the update from Mateo, a.k.a. Turkish 1801. He just did update. You slayed me with Casino as HR director. Inside jokes, but it made me lol. So very nice on that one. Next up from USA, FCPW. I look forward to this podcast every week. No need to read this on air. Y'all provide the best content. Keep up the great work. I'm reading it anyways. So thank you for that. And then from Tandran. I always butcher names. Sorry about that. Best MSF podcast by a long shot. Chew and Roy have some of the best chemistry I've ever heard in any podcast. Even if I quit MSF, I would continue to listen to the podcast as well as the others from A&R. Chew, why are you not a voice actor? Oh, and I also just pulled my first 7 Red Star Ironheart.
God damn it.
Felt compelled to leave a review for some reason. Some reason. For our new listeners, it is required to leave a review when you pull a 7 Red Star for the first time. Because Chew loves to hear it. And finally, from Irish Avenger, best MSF podcast. These guys are great. Funny impressions, witty remarks, and random movie references make this fun. They give good information and sprinkle some salt when needed and required to point out game deficiencies. I made the journey back to the beginning of the podcast, feverishly taking notes, and a happy journeyman in their Patreon. If they are an object, they would be the rug that ties the room together. If they are a verb, they would be a shwing. If they were a drink, they would be liquid amber. If they are a sexual position, they would be, well, let's just stop there. They're pretty funny.
So that makes sense now. I saw a question in chat without context. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? But now, that'll make sense later in the show.
Yes, now it all makes sense. Yes, thank you very much, guys. It greatly helps us get more listeners, helps us in the ratings. So thank you very much for leaving those reviews.
Yeah, look, and if you are an alliance as well, make sure you just tell them about this podcast and share it with them. Roy and I are both part-time creators. We're not like the big boys. We'd love to be, don't get me wrong. But we don't have that kind of time in our lives as much as we'd love to. So the more help that you can get us, the more people that can listen to us, basically the more time we can dedicate to this on weekends. Because my wife won't yell at me for going, what are you doing wasting your time? Just I bought you that handbag. Go away. That doesn't actually happen. My wife is amazing. But that character seems interesting to me.
Yes. Yes, it's entertaining.
Alrighty then. Should we kick this show off properly?
Yes, we should.
All right, so the main topic of the week, folks, I think everyone's going to realize it's going to be about the 3 upcoming characters and the reworks to what they're calling the new Avengers. So we're going to spend most of it talking about who we think the other 2 are going to be. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. And then also talking about the kit from Squirrel Girl. But before we get to that, after the news, we need to start off with our first segment of the week, normally the shortest. In fact, the disclaimer is normally longer than the segment these days, right?
Yeah, usually.
That's it. All right. So before we talk about this, we're going to be talking about Red Stars and our opening thereof. Now, because these are loot boxes and loot boxes are gambling mechanics, if you are under the age of 18, if you are someone who struggles with addiction or especially gambling addiction, I'd love it if you guys fast forwarded about 3 minutes because we want everyone to stay safe out there. But for everyone else, this is Red Star Watch. What did you open this week and how did that go for you?
Yeah, so my first round going for X23 when they added her in did not go well. Only ended up with 2. And then I was down to about 2 or 3 Elite 5s. I was like, okay, this is not going well. It's I tried changing seeds. It didn't work out. So I'll just try again later. So the next day, I was like, all right, I'm feeling it. Feeling good. Feel like I'm going to pull well. Go in, open 1 Elite 5. Boom, hit X23. I'm like, all right, there we go. And start saving up again.
What'd you get it to?
5. So that works.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I opened a bunch extra during the week because finishing a few different things and getting some of these milestones, obviously I was getting Elite 4s and Elite 5s. And true to form, I had a week full of dupes, and those dupes fed other dupes and dupes and dupes. And we also had some questions raised during the week as well about the old rules for the Red Star duplicates if you're opening an Elite 6 don't seem to apply anymore. Because,
Really?
remember when they first announced those orbs, the elite ones, that they said that if you got, I think it was an Elite 7, if you got a duplicate, it was guaranteed you got a reroll, right?
Yeah.
And then if you open an Elite 6 and you got a duplicate, that it was supposed to give you almost a whole orb, right? But not quite.
Well, I think you were supposed to just get some for 7 to open a 7, but not anywhere near enough to open one.
That's right. No, you're right. So in that case, let me rephrase this. I forgot how terrible that system is. Because a guy showed a screenshot, and he got like, for a duplicate 6, and they do, I mean, for most of us, unless you're someone like Remen X, who, Jesus, man, could that guy get any more 6 and 7s? For God's sake. Yeah. But yeah, for the rest of us, man, they don't come around very often. If you get a dupe on something when you've only got 2 or 3 of those, and you get 300 currency, as if you're ever going to use that currency.
It's only 300? Oh.
That's all he got. He went to support and was just like, bro, I thought this was more than that. And they went, sorry, dude. And yeah, he showed me the response. It's not great.
And you need 2,500 7-star fragments. Good Lord.
Look, we knew the original system was garbage. We knew the rework made it worse. But when you add that, like the fact that currency, like once upon a time, you just convert that down, right? You just convert it into silvers and spend it that way. But now, like, that's not even an option. So yeah, man, what a pile of garbage that all was. But anyway,
yeah, I mean, I'm relatively close to opening my first Elite 6, and I have so many 6s now. I'm pretty sure that I'll pull a dupe on that, which is gonna suck.
Yeah. Well, I spent all mine, I think, before they changed the currency. So that's how I got, I think it was Black Bolt up to 6, actually. So I cleaned myself up. But already, because of all the dupes I've been opening in 5s, man, I'm already back up to 3,000 or 5,000 for the 6. So.
Nice.
Yeah, sick of dupes, dude. Sick of dupes. Oh, my God. Anyways, red stars.
Them dupes.
Who wants them? Not I.
I did get another red star upgrade, though, because I finally finished my second DD3 run and got my ultimist 5 red stars now. Mm-hmm. I actually tried to take him to 14, but then I was like, wait a minute, why is that piece not filled in? Like, I don't have enough Urus, so I need 11 more of those before I can take him up and test him out at its full power.
Yeah, did you upgrade anyone during the week? Do you put any T4s anywhere or anything like that?
I did just take a finish off Venom to T14 once I finished the DD3, but that was it. I'm just going to save everything else. Nice.
Yeah, I ended up taking up Shuri to T14. She's someone that should have gone up a long time ago because she's been sitting at T12 this whole time, mate. So now that I had plenty back in the tank because I opened obviously all the oranges, which we'll talk about shortly, I was like, yeah, I got so much tech gear, it's not funny. But man, I'm rolling in like I've got probably 1 to 2 characters minimum in every type at the moment after finishing DD3 once and opening all those orbs. Except for literally one piece, those blue little torpedoes for bio. That is the only thing I can not get to drop anywhere for probably about a week before I finish DD3, which is nuts, man. So yeah, when I do get there, that's going to be a rough choice. Because like, do I go for Cull Obsidian? Do I go for Yo-Yo to T14? There's a couple of side characters I'm messing with as well at the moment that are actually doing a bit of work in secondary and tertiary teams for Ultima 7, D4, D5 at the moment. And their bio as well. It's a mess, dude.
I would go Cole all the way.
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, he's only at 5 red, so I'm still kind of torn about whether I do take him to 6, because I know he's amazing, but I use him in raids pretty much daily. I use him in arena. I guess that's probably enough, I suppose. But, I suppose Alliance War. Yeah, okay, you talked me into it. It didn't take much.
Yeah, I use him everywhere, so.
Yeah. Now, speaking of debating characters, during the week, one thing that we had happen before our last recording is that Piker and I had a crack at doing our own tier list for alternate reality since our last pod. And can I say, after doing it, I don't know that I want to do it again.
Went that well, huh?
Look,
got lots of great feedback.
Yeah, look, we loved doing it. We really did. Like, we had a great time, and it's that classic nerd thing of just like, can you really call yourself a nerd if you haven't spent 3 hours fighting over who would beat who in a fist fight? Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, Superman would kick the crap out of Goku, you moron. That sort of thing. So I mean, we had fun doing it, but man, the amount of people that act like you basically stole their car because you put a completely useless character like low on the list, and you go, hey, are you using this character? Like, no, but I feel very strongly about it. And you're like, okay. So we put Strife, for example, right down in the garbage tier when he's by himself, Yep. So I was really surprised by, like, with characters that no one's really using at the moment, just how angry people got. Like, I don't know whether this is just the internet these days or whether it's like COVID anxiety, but bro. And the amount of private messages with people coming at us with like just weird comments and suggestions. Can I tell you, although I love suggestions about how we suck at what we do with content, it makes me feel real good, guys. So yeah, but yeah, it's just been.
And didn't you get some offers for other things?
Just in case that they're listening to the show, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it in Patreon chat because we got some wonderful offers that it was like, the term negging when it comes to like picking up people of the opposite sex.
Yes.
Yeah. It was basically like negging. It was like coming in with a compliment that was just so backhanded it wasn't funny. And just suggesting how they could basically run alternate reality better than us any day of the week. So yeah, guys, love it. So look, we are probably going to do it every month. Thank God they're going to be shorter because we don't have to go through the entire roster again. But we are committed to doing something that I feel like revoking it. I'm not going to lie. Which is basically we're going to put in a channel, which is like people can vote which characters we review each month, like where they think we genuinely got it run. Now don't get me wrong. I knew there was one that I picked that was a super hot take, Roy, and I knew it would be controversial. We'll see where you sit.
Okay.
I suggested, much to the chagrin of many people who don't understand this game, that in isolation, if you isolate the characters not on any team, so we're talking about how well they plug and play, I suggested that Jessica Jones is a demigod level character.
On her own, I can see that.
On her own,
she's flexible enough, yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is people forget her stats, man. Like the way she scales. Like, what's your Black Bolt at right now? What's the damage on your Black Bolt?
Let me check real quick. It is quite high, if I do remember correctly. Let's see. He's at 103k total power, and his damage is 23,000.
What if I told you that Grim during the week to help me test out this team that involves JJ? What if I told you that Grimnos from Alternate Reality's very own Premier Alliance, the attack power on his Jessica Jones is 1k less than your Black Bolt?
Wow.
And what's your Black Bolt at? 5 or 6 red?
6 and 6.
Right? Isn't that incredible? People forget the stats on this chick. She's beefy as hell. She's got... her armor's not great, but she feels like she can take a hit. She can clear pretty much all debuffs off any tank in the game. She can cleanse. She shakes out 4 energy to that team and then replenishes her own energy every time she uses a basic, which if she does triple tap given that much damage, she's going to ruin someone's day.
Yes, and has high resist.
That's the big one, right? Because in Ultima 7 D4 D5, right, if she's the cleanser, you don't want your cleanser getting ability blocked, right? It's not going to be a good day. So she's beefy. She can't be, ability blocked, or if she, it's very, very rare. So yeah, man, I was surprised how much pushback we got on that, I suppose. Because everyone's just like, yeah, but defenders suck. It's like, yeah, I understand that, Jeffrey, but we're talking about the characters.
Little Jeffrey.
Yeah, it's like talking to a toddler. She's like, look, I understand, Jeffrey. I know that you want to play with the baby shark right now, but we don't have it. It's at home, okay? When we get home, you can play with it. It was unbelievable.
Sounds like I missed a lot of fun.
Yeah, look, it was all the private messages. It just got to me this week, man. There was so much of it. And then like getting tagged in Discord servers that I haven't been on in months other than just posting the occasional content. Just like, we demand your presence to explain yourself. And you're like, okay, what's going on? So we, the Council of Elders, disagree with your choices. You will explain yourself now. And like, I'm going to back out of here real slowly, guys. Peace.
I'm good. Peace, guys.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm going to shout out to Casino, man, because he must have been getting this for months, right? I had no idea of, like, how people care on characters they don't use. Like, if I had said Black Bolt is terrible and I put him at junk, all right, fair. Come at me, bro, right? But, it was interesting. That's for sure. And because there's actually 2 people, I'm just like, man, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. Like 2 people who absolutely railed me. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. They're like, but you have to. I'm like, what? Okay, buddy.
I have to give you my hot takes and tell you how you're wrong. You gotta
like I
keep
said,
doing
man,
it.
I was talking to Roy before the podcast. Like between that, I'm officially going stir crazy from COVID because I'm overworked with my real job. I'm feeling overworked with alternate reality and all the podcasts and everything. And then I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with my wife and my kid. And she got sick during the week, so I had to go to hospital for her. I finally finished on my medical test. It's just been a minute, man. So yeah, I apologize to everyone who thinks I'm sounding real cranky here, but you know, this is my weekly therapy session with Roy. So if I don't get it out now, he's gonna like Skype me from his couch, and we don't want that.
Yes.
But hopefully that was funny. I tried to do it in as comedically a way as I possibly could. We'll see.
Yeah.
I look forward to your feedback.
Yes. Send all your feedback in private message to
Yes.
Cheeseburger84.
Is that the sound of a shredder in the background? Anyway.
And tell him how he's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Well, I think you'll
the defenders suck.
Well, I've done the statistics, and you are incorrect, sir.
I've run the numbers.
What's that?
I've run the numbers.
Wait, Mike Tyson's a statistician now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, back
I
in
eat the
the
children.
yeah, so when I retired back thing, I went back and I got my degree. Man, that dude's looking like an animal. I can't wait to see him fight again. But MSF, though. So how are you going? That's like the worst segue I've ever done. How are you doing in the Fun in the Sun event? So we both opened our entire Horde stash, I imagine? Or did you just stop when you got to the level?
I actually did not have a big enough horde
What?
to hit all the things. I know. I was shocked
Who
myself.
are you? I don't even know who I'm podcasting with.
Like, where's the real Big Roy? What have you done with him?
That's it. Show me your iTunes account right now.
Because I had gotten bored and I kept trying to take up, like Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone. So I opened like a lot of my orbs like a couple weeks before they announced it. I was still about like, I forget how many points away, 2,000 points away. I ended up hitting it like a couple days ago, so I maxed that out. Not doing as well on the Firework Frenzy one. Probably not going to hit all those just because I just can't stand blitzing, even though I would just be autoing. It's just like so boring. So, and it's like I don't need the stuff because, there's a world of difference with me, at least, between I must get this stuff and I really should get this stuff. So when it's I really should get this stuff, it doesn't end up happening usually.
Oh man, I feel you. Like, especially because we just came off like another majorly blitz grindy one as well. That makes it feel real bad. The only saving grace for this, and I'm not defending blitz, don't get me wrong, is it's the kind of one where you can torch yourself down to like tier 3 and just phone it in with that auto button. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But the only thing that saved me was yesterday. So yesterday we had the day where any campaign refresh that you bought, you got double.
Yes.
Did you spend any calls on that?
I took full advantage of that.
Right.
I did the 50s and the 100s both days. I could do that. So.
Hey, how many refreshes is it now? I thought it was only 3, but it feels like there was a lot more than that this time.
No, it's been 4 for a long time now.
There you go. That's why I have so many calls at the moment, because I have not done that for many, many moons.
There you go.
Yeah, right. So where do you think you're going to finish in the end, mate?
I really don't know. Maybe I'll try, because it's like, what would be the best thing to really shoot for? Maybe I'll try to get like the next to last thing with Elite 5 credits. That's still quite a bit away from the last. But it's like, the feeling's always been in this game is like where you're always behind. You're always trying to catch up.
Yeah.
You're always trying to do that. It's like, I don't feel that anymore for the first time. It's like I have multiple raid teams. I've got 8 good defenses. Like maybe one I could upgrade, another one I could pump up, but they're all pretty good defenses. I've got 10 strong Alliance War offenses. It's like I don't go more than 10 most fights, so it's like I don't really need to struggle and try to go hard for anything. It's like I'm set for a long time. It's a unfamiliar feeling in this game.
And there's so many layers to that too, man. I think there's a lot of people sort of where we are at the moment. Like we've said it before, whenever you come off a big event or a big character release like Black Order, if they don't have something to really back that up, like game modes where you can really hype that, it just doesn't follow. And, you know, Ultima 7, look, yeah, I mean, obviously being able to test out new teams to try and survive, you know, level 4 and level 5, that's fun for the 2 weeks or so that it takes to figure out those, you know, sacrifice teams. But then it'll be ISO 8, and the only thing we're going to be using ISO 8 for is to then, you know, finish it with less teams or, you know, less cores if you're trying to finish D5. It's not really new content, though. Like, it's still all the same things. So that's frustrating. But let me tell you this as a spender, right? For me, it's getting harder and harder to justify spending $1 on this game. Not because of, obviously, the value of a lot of things getting worse, because there's actually been some pretty decent packs recently. But the thing that makes me want to spend less at the moment is that I could spend significantly less money, Roy, and tomorrow I could join Pants of Hulk, or I could join Legion of Cabal. How do you think I could do that, Roy?
Because you have enough strong stuff?
Nope. What I could do is what a lot of people seem to be doing at the moment, right? People that are coming over from Galaxy of Heroes, they are buying accounts.
Oh, really?
Yep, they're spending a couple of $100 is the part that blows my mind. I've seen a couple like really high end, like, you know, everything almost max to at least tier 12 level, like everything, like 7 yellow stars and almost everything for around that $1,000 mark. But you look at that as like an average whaler, that's like 2 characters. For 2 characters money, you could go out and just buy a whole new account with a Kraken that doesn't want to walk away with nothing, and then, you know, they just buy their account. It's completely against terms of service. But Fox Next have basically officially endorsed it now, as far as I'm concerned, because they've let 2 of the new content creators do it. I'm like, well, I'm crazy. Why do we need a test account if I can just buy one?
Wait,
of those?
what?
Oh yeah. 2 of the boys from Galaxy of Heroes. I've got like proof in writing, man, of chats that have had between those guys and what do you call it? And Fox Next, that clearly shows that they're 100% aware of it. And a few people picked up on their videos before it became public. Like people saying, hey man, you had like 6 red stars on that character. Now, like a week later, you've got 3? That doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't go backwards. This is not, you know, you don't have a DeLorean. So yeah, people figured it out pretty early. And then like a few people apparently wrote tickets, and the official thing was basically, no one's doing anything about it. So look, if that's a thing, man, like why do that? Why spend money on this to try and be a content creator? I'll just wait until, you know, if you're out there and you're listening to this, if you're in one of those alliances, you want to go out, hit old Chewburger up, maybe I'll look at your account, you know? Because that's the thing. I have nothing against it. I really don't. If this is an option, I want to do it. I really do. Because if I can just buy one account, I don't have to buy crap for like a year. I'll be set. It'll be perfect, man. I'll know what it feels like, Roy, to have a 7 red star. Hey?
I finally know that feeling.
I have to pay for that feeling, like so many other things in life. So yeah, man, it's weird. It's a weird situation.
Well, yeah, I saw that Fox Next put on their very own feed or channel advertising one of those new content creators that came over from Galaxy of Heroes who did a top 10 best characters. I didn't have to watch the video because I know don't know what they're talking about. And that's pretty much a lot of the comments I saw. Like,
look, I've got nothing.
I think one of them said... No, one of the comments, the best one was like, "Hey Fox X, could you actually promote a creator that knows what they're talking about?"
Look, the thing is, this makes sense from Fox Next because the Fox Next business model. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the guy you're talking about is very, very entertaining, and like, and his game knowledge of the game that he came from is exceptional. Like, it's really good. But he also has like a subscriber base and a reach that we will never reach, right? And I do not blame them for making that business decision at all. Like, I mean, a lot of people said, "Oh man, you must be pissed," and I was like, A, you know, it wouldn't even make sense from a business point of view if they picked us. But B, they're definitely not going to pick us. So I got absolutely nothing against that at all. It makes sense. He has a massive sub base. And they've done it before, right? Like they had Jovenshire, who has crazy amounts of subs. They picked Knightley, who used to have a crazy amount of subs as well. Like they what they're trying to do is get crossover business. Like they'll make a one-time investment on a Twitter shout-out, which costs them nothing. Hook a brother up with account, right? They didn't have to pay anything. No one had to do anything. And then, yeah, they're going to basically get a massive pullover from people from Galaxy of Heroes. Business-wise, it makes sense. I have no ill will to either of those parties for what happened there. But if that's the case now, if we as content creators can buy an account, that makes it very easy for me. I won't buy the next 3 characters. I'm going to spend my money on that.
No, you misunderstand. You can't buy accounts.
Wait, what?
Only certain people can buy accounts, and it's okay. It's only certain people can use blitz bots and get away with it.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, right?
But I mean, they're gonna make more money from people, giving mildly bad advice because people will spend more, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute. These things suck. Let me listen to another country. Oh, they're actually telling me what I should buy. So then they'll buy that too. So they will make more money in the long run by doing what they're doing.
Look, I think he'll catch up to speed pretty quick. Like, I mean, he's only sort of playing the game now. And, it's not that dissimilar from Galaxy of Heroes. I don't think it'll take long before he's producing pretty good content. I mean, the quality of content is way better than ours. Let me say that. But as far as the advice, I think he's fine. No problems there. My only issue is more from Fox Next. I got nothing against that dude, but it's like, all right, so you get rewarded with a terms of service breach from one company by giving permission to break terms of service here. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's talk about the milestone rollback that officially went through. We talked about it briefly last week. So your milestone orbs suck just a little bit more, guys, because your chances of getting a fully crafted piece of those mini uniques is now gone.
Yes.
Did you open all yours before that happened?
I did not, since I had already finished off Captain Marvel and Coulson. So I've just been racking those up. I'm now up to 205 of those. So.
Oh, wow.
I also got my symbiote Spider-Man to 6 stars finally, so that was nice.
Oh, congrats, man. I'm miles away from that. I don't even think after this event I'll be there. Just because I don't plan on bidding my gold stash. I plan on keeping it. Yep, because he's 5 yellow, 5 red. Like, it's enough. Yep, sure. I mean, obviously, he's going to be part of some of the best raid teams in the game coming soon, especially once ISO 8 comes in. He's there now, but that'll cement his top in a few of those teams. But that's when 7 yellows will come in real handy. But I can wait for that. Yes, sir. All right. So then we have the bonus events. We talked about the energy before, but we also had some bonus gold events. So when you were spending your campaign energy, you were getting more gold. Have you felt like when you opened everything during the week, did you feel like you've got a lot more gold at the moment, or not so much?
Yeah, I'm up around 20 million gold.
Wow.
Which I'm going to go through for the symbiote Spider-Man milestones.
Oh, you really are? You're going to bid it all just for the milestones?
Yeah. I'm going to get them as close to sale as I can, and hopefully I can finish them off when I open my milestone ores when they finally put them in there.
I don't know if I could do it, man. Like 20 million to upgrade one character? That's crazy.
No, to hit the milestones each day. That's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. But basically, you're spending gold on those milestones, and the ultimate thing you're trying to get is just Spider-Man, right? SSM.
Well, what else am I going to spend it on? It's like I have everything I need.
Leveling up all those.
One of my best characters better.
Leveling up all those new characters you're buying, Roy. That's what it is.
Yes, with my secret iOS account.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much gold you save when you skip 3 characters. So I didn't bring up Domino. I didn't bring up who else we have? X-23, and I didn't bring up Negasonic. So I didn't touch either of them. They're all sitting at level 1 right now. And and I'm spending relatively freely. Like when things are coming into the stores, like there's been quite a few unique pieces. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take that. And despite doing all that, I'm sitting about the same gold as you. And I was broke after Black Order. Broke.
I brought up Domino and Negasonic, and I still have that much gold.
Yeah, you saved some money. So yeah, I brought up a few other people as well in that process. Like I obviously spent a lot of money on Shuri, taking her up to 75. JJ I brought up 75. As I said, she's playing a role in a secondary raid team for me right now. And occasionally my top tier as well. Like, there's a couple of nodes where having that extra energy feed and cleanse on a relatively short cooldown is pretty great. So yeah, spent a bit of gold. And there's going to be some more spent very shortly, Roy. Let me tell you why. There was a teaser in the emails in-game today about a new store arriving. What a mystery. Yes. What could it possibly be, Roy?
Whatever could it be? We have no idea.
So this is probably the worst kept secret because they accidentally leaked it into the game live a couple weeks ago. So the Ultima store is what we believe this is going to be. So those of you who have been listening to this podcast, you'll be sitting on plenty of the Ultima's currency right now, which I think this might finally be the thing that forces a lot of people like me, Roy, to take those characters that have been sitting there with more than enough shards to 7-star to finally pull that trigger and just cash in on that Ultima's currency.
Yeah, I only have a few left to take up to 7, so we'll see. I still have 26 Ultimate Orbs, which is decent for having opened all of them. The big question will be, will they actually put anything worth it in this new Ultimate store?
Well, I feel like because they're sort of running out of space with their release cadence at the moment, because it does feel like it's increasing. Like we're getting awfully close to those 3 characters a month, which they said they weren't really doing. Like they announced 3 per patch, but it's getting real close to 3 per month right now. They need another store to put something in. So I have a feeling there will be like some kind of premium currency character that they'll put there. Whether it's a big character or not, I don't know. Because it might feel like they're sort of catering to the end game whales and krakens. But you play this game for long enough, like that, it kind of becomes useless to everyone. You know, it's just a matter of time. So I think they'll put one big character in there. I really do.
Do you think there will be a new one or one of the old ones that they put in there?
Well, let me call a shot right now. I'm gonna go with, and you do the same. I'm gonna go with Cyclops. I reckon Cyclops might live there.
Really?
Well, you think about it. It's not as fast as a grind as you think it is. You might only get enough currency for like maybe 5 shards a week or something. It could be a real slow grind.
I think I'm gonna predict, since he's been the redheaded stepchild for them, even though his hair is blue, that they will put Beast in there.
Oh, you reckon they go straight to a store? That'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
That'd actually be really good.
Because a lot of people have been asking for new ways to get characters or to unlock new characters. Yeah. So there you go. That's a new way.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'm trying to look at how many characters I've got left. Like, I've got a lot at sort of 6 at the moment. Like, a lot of those top tier guys. And waiting for, Black Order to become farmable sometime in 2030. Who have I got stashed away? I'm sure there's a couple of weird ones. There's a few that I absolutely, just for war alone, should have done a long time ago. Like Namor. Yeah. Namor's still at 5 yellow, 5 red. I could have finished him a year ago. He's got more than enough left over. Psylocke, exactly the same deal. She's got heaps left over.
I just took her up.
Oh god, I just realized that my Merc Sniper's not maxed. How'd that happen? Ooh. All right, we'll put him on the list of things I gotta farm. How did I skip that?
Speaking of war, and actually the war store, I've been getting a lot of Graviton drops in my orbs. He's at 26 of 300 somehow. Like, that's pretty nice because I haven't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't been buying his stuff because I've just been buying Sinister ones in the war store. So I don't know. I might finish Sinister because my currency is stacking up. I might even start buying Graviton to finish him off because I'm like at 26,000 currency, I think, in the war store.
Oh, damn. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I want to test Graviton in so many different teams, man. But at 4 red, 5 yellow, it is just not going to happen. Like, there's about 3 teams I think he's going to be God tier Ultima 7 in. But with that health, man, you need that 7 stars.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I can imagine him at 7 red stars is just stupidly good.
Yep.
Yeah. Sabretooth, I got to finish. Aim Assaulter, Aim Security. There's a bunch of characters right down the bottom here. And like Cable is at like 1,000 over.
Nice.
Over 7 stars. So yeah, there's going to be some Ultima's currency I'm sitting on, but that's a gold sink to go through all that, man.
Yes. So if you are still listening to us, if you've hit those milestones, just start saving up the orbs again because they'll do it again. So save whatever orbs you can if you don't need them. Just start your horde again.
Yeah, I went a different way because I had like hundreds of orbs left after I opened everything because I've been saving forever. Yeah. So I decided today I was going to open every orb that I have except for my red orbs, my Ultimus, and my gold orbs. That's the only things I didn't touch. I opened everything else that I have. I got quite a few shards on Ironheart out of the premium orb, which nice. She just went into, I feel like.
Yeah, she just went in there the other day.
Yeah, so that felt good. But other than that, it was predominantly garbage. So yeah, I've officially opened everything that I had. The little red dots that are normally everywhere on my screen, they're starting to disappear. So.
Which means now they'll run another orb one with the ones that weren't in this
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And look, and now that we know like how much worse the value is getting for that as well, like I think we all knew because of how generous those early ones were that if you hoarded, you could basically like skip to the end. This one only got you about 30% if you cleared all of that.
Yeah.
So this needed a lot of blitz. The campaign energy definitely helped. Like I think that event in the middle, that was great for them because they got some cores out. Cheeky Monkeys also happened to have released the day before that a cause calendar. I mean, they're not idiots. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people did that 7-day cause calendar, which, I think you probably spent just on the refreshers on that day. But, I mean, I'm 3 from the end because of that campaign. Nice. So, yeah, I'm stoked.
Very nice.
Absolutely. So, look, a big congratulations to everyone who unlocked Invisible Woman this past week. She is a great character. I just wish she was a little bit faster, Roy.
Yeah.
And I also wish that her special wasn't so randomized.
Yep.
You know, it feels like she needs like one of those infomercials, just like, has this ever happened to you? You're using an invisible woman, and then all of a sudden she exposes your Minerva to the world. And it's just like, yes, that has happened to me. Man, that's the problem, because like she's not a great character at like saving you from death's door. What she's very good at is saving 4 people and literally hanging someone out to die.
Well, when she's rolling with a thick nose, so that's cut down quite a bit.
Yeah, look, as long as it doesn't hit the Reza, right? Like, if you still got your Resurrection character, it's fine. She's a wonderful character there. She's a huge part of the counter team to Black Order in Arena, although we're starting to see some new counters to Black Order. I mean, they're not that hard to work around, really. I mean, once you work out their weakness, you can smash them. But, yeah, I mean, she's a great character, but she's just shy of what I would probably call legendary.
Yeah, I mean, she could use a little boost, but she's still really good in a lot of situations. That does remind me, it's like, I don't think I asked you this last week. Once you have enough gold promo credits, will you be taking someone to 7 red stars so you can finally have one? And who will it be, if so?
At this stage, probably not. I'm just kind of betting that there'll be another team that I think is going to be quite relevant for raids coming soon. Just because it's been a little while since we've had that thing, you know, that team that sort of, or that one or two characters that you put them in, they really rock the world. I mean, Moore, don't get me wrong, he made a massive difference, as did the Thanos rework. But, you know, to make D4, D5 like soloable by 1 or 2 teams, that's just not happening right now. So I think ISO 8's the fix for that. I'm kind of hoping there'll be some of those, but I'm literally banking on my luck, mate, to be honest, that I'm assuming it's going to continually be that bad that I need as many 6s as I can. Because 1/7, while it might be good, like if you don't pick the right character, eventually that character will fall into obscurity because of power creep. Like we've seen it happen to so many great characters, you know, rest in peace, Captain America, you know, once upon a time, you know, God tier. Oh, Night Nurse. Yeah. Probably the best definition. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that. I am.
2 things. Well, yeah, Maw is just so amazing. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but in my second run, Node 12 did not take me 69 attempts. It took me 5. So
yeah,
he makes a little bit of a difference. He's pretty good.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And the other thing is, that is a good plan, but we don't know when they'll add this new good character that you want to take to 7 to the promo store. They might wait 6 months to do it. So that's the danger in that.
Oh, look, for sure. But and the thing is, though, and this is what drives me crazy when on Facebook, where you see someone going, "Oh, you guys, I got another 7 red star that I don't have at 7 yellows yet. It's gonna take me like 6 months before I can afford it." And you're like, "But you have it now. You know it's locked in. Eventually, you are going to have a top tier, completely finished character for free, right? And you've been playing what, 400 days? Congrats, bro." It's really frustrating seeing that sort of commentary to me anyway. Like every time I see red stars now, man, like it literally is hard celebrating other people's success. I'm not going to lie, because it literally feels like, and I know it's not, it's tinfoil hatty, it's just general statistics, but it literally feels like I've been singled out on my account to never get one. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where your head goes when you've played for 830 days. You've done the maths on how many orbs you've opened, and you're like, statistically, I should have rolled at least 3 to 4 by now, based on how many I've opened, right? If you look at the odds that they posted. And here I am sitting at 0. 0.
And Diamond 4.
Yeah, I don't like it. I know. See what I mean? Like, there's so many incentives right now to not give my money to Fox, because I can give it to another character who was just give it to another guy who was way luckier than I am. Yeah. Like, what if one of the guys from Cabal was selling a Remen X level account for like $500? Oh god. Boom, done. Yeah. Bye. Rest in peace, Chewie's current account. See you in the Shell Alliance, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
so you'd be like,
ridiculous.
Great news, guys! I pulled all these 7s in one session.
Hey guys, I was secretly working on this account for 9 months. I didn't buy it. This is just what I was doing. Right? It's legit. I promise. I
can finally unveil my secret account I've been working on all this time.
Yeah. Now this one's free to play, guys. See how many lives I can sell in one story.
We need a true hero to make a wiki of all your different voices and impressions.
I can't even keep them straight. I've used the different voices for different characters now. Yes. Like, I know that like Foxnex they've been like the statistic nerdy voice. They've been basically a very effeminate Nazi a few times now. Yeah. I can't keep track of it. Welcome to the voices in my head, starring Chewburger84.
You get to hear them now
along
too.
For the ride. Yeah.
Well, some people have theorized that I am just another voice in your head that you do, and you've just been doing this all by yourself.
Oh no, that's 100%. That's 100% my fault. So we had a lot of people tuning in out of the blue to a stream the other day who'd never watched this before. And a guy came in and subscribed, and his name was Optimus Prime. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I did the whole, thank you very much for your subscription. And the guy was just like, wait, did you have that on a soundboard? And I was like, no, that is 100% me. Is that you, Sam Witwicky? Because I need your help to find the Allspark. And this guy lost his mind. And then people were just like, oh, what else can you do? So the next like half hour just became like random dumb impressions. Some good, some horrendously bad. And then someone said, do Roy. Oh, Domino's. Domino's hasn't called you for a while.
You didn't hear anything.
So yeah, man, it's and then so basically they said, "Oh, be Roy." So I did an impression of you, and they went, "Oh, confirmed. We've never seen Chew and Roy in the same place. It's one guy."
I think a few people have done impressions of me over the months and years.
What are you gonna do? So yeah, there's that, and also obviously we had the Relic Hunt and the Wakandan event come back, which we would have both finished at tier 7. I assume you crushed that as well.
I'm sorry, the phone was acting up. What was that?
I was just asking you, how was the pepperoni pizza that the Domino's guy was just delivering with that phone call?
It was very annoying because it won't. Okay.
He just woke it off the phone. He's like, sir, I really must insist. I need a tip. My girlfriend will kill me.
I'm currently experiencing technical difficulties.
I'll talk about my experience. Yeah, so a lot of people were sort of saying that the difficulty level for Wakandan event tier 7 was pretty rough. I can't really comment much on it because I leveled my Wakandan a long time ago to prove a point to Foxnex that team sucked. They weren't apex of anything. So yeah, who really paid the price there? Me. Just for priding down. So I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I could see the RNG if it went against you in the first wave, you might lose a character or two, but it was easily finishable. You may not be able to 3-star it comfortably, but I think it's easy enough to finish. How did you find it?
I blew through it. I mean, I just have my Shuri at T14. My Black Panther's decent. My Killmonger's decent, but then my Okoye and M'Baku aren't anything special, so I nailed it first try, so it wasn't that bad.
Nice. Man, I can't tell you when we were doing that tier list how much it pained me of how far we had to rank Black Panther down. Like, how far he has fallen from the glory days. My God.
Yep.
He was demand. Hey, he was Brawler's Extreme. And then you and I, for months, were just waiting for that Okoye, Black Panther, Miss Marvel combo. And they changed the kit on Okoye and it was garbage. Well, not garbage, but not great.
Don't remind me. That still hurts.
I think. Now, for a segue that was actually decent, Roy, that brings us to something where you will be able to get more use out of a brawler-type team once again, and that is the fact that we have a new character coming who is going to bring with her a reworked team from people in the game in the new Avengers. So last week, Foxnext put out a teaser on social media, and I don't think they could have been more obvious if they tried, but all the little like keywords dropped and like, you know, almost like deadpanning to the camera. They might as well have done like Dr. Evil and put the pinky up to their side of the lip going, oh, maybe it is Emma Frost. Who knows? That wasn't Dr. Evil. I don't know where I went there. Anyway,
I don't know what that was.
How does Dr. Evil even sound like? I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How about no, Scott? Yeah. I remember now. So yeah, they brought out. It was a picture that had a picture of the beach that had two very beast-like footprints in the sand, Roy, and then a picture of a nut. Not the kind of nut you're thinking of, you perverts. It was literally just like a chestnut, and then a picture of a diamond.
Yep.
So those characters, pretty much everyone's known from the data mines for a little while now. That it's going to be Emma Frost, who's going to be joining the Marauders squad. We got Beast coming in for X-Men, and then we have, obviously, Squirrel Girl joining the new Avengers. I thought she was just going to be a brawler, but was pleasantly surprised to see they're going to do a whole new squad here, Roy.
No, the Young Avengers.
Oh, Young Avengers.
Yes.
Okay, that works.
Yes.
That makes more sense, because I was going to say New Avengers, I was a little bit like, really? You're going to call them the New Avengers? How dare you?
Which is funny because I saw people talking about it, and like two of the people they put in there aren't actually in the Young Avengers and never have been. So they're getting playing fast and loose with team affiliations.
Well, I mean, they're writing their own universe at this point.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they've got the multiverse. They can make whatever excuse they want, right? In this universe, Roy, they are the Young Avengers.
Yes, in this dimension, these are the Young Avengers. Deal with it.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about this. So Squirrel Girl ushers in a newly formed Young Avengers team, which is going to include the fellow members. Now, tell me if you've got any of these leveled, Roy. America Chavez.
I did finally bring her up to around 26k.
Oh.
So she's getting there.
Spider-Man Miles.
He's like at 40-something K because I've been using him with symbiotes, but nothing special on him.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, she's the highest. She is 70. Because I brought her up for Brawlers back when Black Panther was actually decent in Brawlers.
Hey, yo.
And you could actually use it. So she's the highest one. So
Yeah, gotcha. And then they'll also be joining Squirrel Girl. So I have none of those characters above 30k.
Oh, God.
Two of them are still on level 1.
So that's what you're spending out your gold on.
I don't know. I really need to have a look at this team because I look at this team and it makes a lot of sense to me for Blitz. It makes a little bit of sense to me to be an annoying squad in War, but only middling at best, right? On paper. We'll talk about it in a sec. But there's parts of Squirrel Girl's kit that looks awesome. I just don't know how well the rest of this is going to come through because the stats on a lot of these characters are not wonderful. But we'll come back to that in a sec. All right, so they made some changes to these existing characters. So America Chavez's passive ability, which used to basically give extra health to the brawlers, is now going to work on the Young Avenger allies as well. All right, so that's good news. Spider-Man's basic attack will now clear 3 positive effects when Squirrel Girl is an ally, which actually sounds really amazing, Roy.
Yes.
Here's my beef with it. You go.
No, it's going to say it's going to depend on his focus.
That's the thing. His focus is not great, but more importantly than that, on turn 1, are you going to use his basic?
Probably not.
On turn 2, are you going to use his basic?
Probably not.
Yeah, so it's going to be situational, and because of the AI, that kind of means that there's a fair chance that the benefits of that is not going to happen on defense, which pretty much means if you're not using this guy on offense for something like War, this is, it's not that great. But here's the thing. If a target has defense down, he does this anyway. So it's not that much of a change.
But the question is, does he do it on an assist?
That's the big one, right? If they change that, and that's what I had in my notes here. If he does that, that's a big deal, right? But then again, you're only going to have a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 chance of that happening, right? Because you've got the other Avengers on the squad, yeah.
Right. One quick question about America Chavez's passive ability. Will Miss Marvel double dip? for the health, since she is
In
both
regards
a
to that,
brawler and a young Avenger.
I can't see them getting away with that. If they do, though, like if she has that much health, this team changes dramatically because that auto taunt that she has, that could be pretty incredible. Like I think that team could be a genuine pain in the butt because especially if someone has a 7 red Chavez, but I'm guessing it's going to be a check A if A is true, whatever type algorithm that it'll only do it once. That's my assumption at this stage.
Yeah, 7 red Chavez and Miss Marvel could be quite annoying. That's a lot of health.
Yeah, well, could you imagine if it was the same for like the assists? Like they got a double assist or something from brawler / yeah. I mean, there's ludicrousness that I just don't think can happen. So, I mean, if they do, great. If they don't, I think, this team kind of has middling written all over it, but we need to wait until we see the official stats on Squirrel Girl first.
Well, we'll talk about the Miss Marvel, and then I'll make the comment that it just came to mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So, obviously, and then the last piece of this puzzle is that, the Brawlers team kind of disappeared because all those characters got peeled off into something better, is that now we are seeing the passive for Miss Marvel also now provide assists now on each Young Avenger ally's turn. And then also, she also gets 2 deflect whenever a Young Avenger drops below 50% health as well. So that's not too bad.
And grants assist now to a random Young Avenger ally. So will she give an assist to a Young Avenger and a Brawler? Or just either or?
Well, that's the interesting thing that I want to talk to you about after we read this kit about who the 5th character is here. Because there's only 4 here at the moment, right?
Yep.
So that means there's a 5th, which at the moment, if you want to make this team work, it's a Brawler. And that's the real fascinating thing, is that if it does that, where it calls, it tags 1 Brawler and it tags 1 of that, you could get some pretty amazing combos. Or you could get this weird thing, mate, where if they both target the 1 character, like if you get unlucky in RNG, maybe it only goes off once. So there's a lot about this code I don't know which way it's going to go. And it's that testing that's going to really decide whether this is a average team or whether it really ramps up to something pretty special.
Yeah, it could be a massive RNG fest where you either get blown out or you blow them out.
Well, all the assist teams are, right? Like, I mean, when you've got Inhumans, like, who's sitting there going, oh, please call in Karnak, please call in Karnak. No one, right? There's always, whoever the worst character is as an option, the game just goes, I choose you, Pikachu.
It always calls Crystal and never Black Bolt for me. It's so annoying.
Like, Crystal's fine. I'm happy with Crystal getting called in because she has that slow on basic. But Karnak, he doesn't go away.
Well, I want him to call in Black Bolt to dispel, but never
of course,
does.
we all want Black Bolt, and we've all got him at T14, like 5-6 reds as well, right? So I mean, we all want that, and then the game just goes
like, nope.
Oh, you want something from us? I don't think so, little man. Yeah. So, did you have a thought about Squirrel Girl? Well, that was it.
No, that was it.
Okay. So she's going to be a hero, city, bio, support, young Avenger. Let's talk about her kit for the Squirrel Girl. So kick butts is her basic. She's going to attack a primary target for damage. Shocking, I know. Yes. And then attack the enemy with the most speed bar for damage and apply offense down, which guarantees to ignore taunt and stealth. There's something about that that's pretty cool.
Yes, that's pretty nice. I'm sure that second part won't work with an assist. But God, if it did... That'd be
the bonus attack. No, I can't see that happening at all. It'll only be just a really basic assist, I think, with her, which is a bit of a shame because obviously if you call in her, she's the Karnak of this team on assists, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but if she offense downs, on an assist, I got nothing wrong with that. Her special is called Eat Nuts. I'm not actually making a joke. I know it sounds like something I would say, but it is actually called that. Now, really, really low energy cost, which is 3 for 3. Now, because she's a support character, it is going to heal the Young Avenger allies that are low health currently for a percentage of this character's max health, and then heal all allies for an additional percentage of this character's maximum health.
So yeah, we need like the final numbers on that. We don't know how many allies and how much percentage. Man, that could make all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Especially because the difference between just Avenger and everyone, right? Now, then it also clears all negative effects from allies and then calls the ally with the highest damage to assist. I'm going to tell you right now, Roy, if that heal is like across the board, like a really decent heal, this chick, because of that ability alone, rockets into Ultima 7.
Oh yeah, because it's so low energy. It'll be up all the time.
Now, I really, really wish, right? Because when was the last... We do not have a character that does this. I wish that it cleared all negative effects, that it cleansed, then healed.
Yeah, that's just about what I was going to say. It's like, watch they'll make it go after it heals.
In saying that, though, the way that first thing reads, that sounds Minerva-ish. It's basically saying heal all allies for an additional percentage. Whether it gets around a heal block, I'm assuming not. I don't know. We need to see it. I'm assuming a heal block will knacker this. But on a 3-turn cooldown, it's not as devastating as, like, throwing a Minerva ult into a blind or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, It seems like if you miss this one, the cleanse is still pretty great. You still got to call in, like, Black Bolt or someone in a raid team. That by itself is amazing. Could you imagine having Squirrel Girl and Yo-Yo with Black Bolt? Dude.
She's looking just for that ability alone, throwing her in with symbiotes. And then you just need another cleanser and you're rolling.
Yeah, well, she could fill a 5th. Yeah, I got nothing against that. Yeah. I mean, because if you left... Oh, no, you wouldn't leave Miles on that team. You could, though. You could actually take out OG Spider-Man, put in Miles and her, and then you're getting a whole bunch of weird stuff happening. Yeah, I don't hate that. I like it. Yeah. There's so many teams you could do this with. Then her ultimate is Squirrel Army. That's going to be 3 of 5. So it is a slightly longer cooldown. Attack all enemies for damage, and then apply bleeds and offense down. That's a really weird ultimate for a support character. I don't really understand why this is there. Offense down, sure, but offense down on a 5-turn cooldown? Bro.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how much damage that is and what her base damage is. That's just probably going to be used more for the offense down. Probably like Quake-ish.
Yep. Now, these parts, this is really what's going to decide, is this team decent for PvE content as well, like alongside her? And that is this, her passive. When a young Avenger drops to low health, we don't know the percentage yet. I'm hoping it's 50%. Yep. Apply defense up to that ally and fill this character speed bar. So if someone drops below, she instantly gets a turn, Roy. Instantly.
Yep.
Now, if you have that special on a 3-turn cooldown, and she's getting a turn every time someone drops below 50%, dude, that's good.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's specific to young Avengers, but I cannot stress enough how good that is, right?
Yeah.
I really like it. And then give that ally defense up in that process is great. But gain drain as well, and young Avengers gaining drain, I really want to know how much of that health we're talking, because it's been coded different ways. And then giving max health to her and the rest of the team as well. So you actually are going to get a stacking health component anyway, mate. Not just from Chavez, but you're going to be getting it from Chavez and here. So this team, on paper, could be relatively beefy. But if you look at, what's his name? Miles is so squishy, though, that I don't know if this matters to keep him alive. And while his kit has some high points, man, it has some low points. Like that ultimate... The Disrupted being so fast out of the gate for 2 turns, if you've T4'd it, is pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
The downside, man, it's 6 energy cooldown?
Yeah, the one thing she's missing is like an energy feed to a young Avenger.
Yeah.
That would make her like god tier. I'm still very excited to try out her and Miles with the symbiotes and raids. It looks like it will be very good if you get her high enough star-wise.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential. Because who's that going to call in? Who's got the highest attack on that team? It'd have to be Symbiote Spidey.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Carnage.
Yeah. Does he do defense down on the... Because he'd do defense down on the assist calls, wouldn't he?
I think so,
Symbiote Spidey?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, man, like if that ultimate... Oh, God damn, that special, I should say. That special is so good.
Yeah.
Like that special by itself, I think, makes her relevant in the game. But her final kit's going to decide on how much.
Yeah, because she's beefing up Miles so much, giving him drain, max health, defense up when he drops to low health, healing him twice with her special, clearing all negative effects from him. So pretty much taking care of pretty much all his bad things except for energy. And then he's going to hide himself with stealth, so he'll actually be halfway
he's going to get a
decent.
heal too. he's going to get a heal from that drain because it means when he does his AoE, because he doesn't get that from the other symbiotes, right?
Yeah.
Because he's not a symbiote.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot to love about that team you're talking about, but it's going to have to be. Do you know what? Maybe it doesn't have to be on. With her, I think you could put them with symbiotes that would make sense for defense. But you're not going to get the most out of the changes to Miles' passive. So Miles' basic. Either way, man, I'm quietly excited about her. Like, she's got potential, but it's all going to come down to those stats. If her speed sucks, if her health is really low, so that percentage health base doesn't really do things. Yeah. But calling that assist by itself, man, I cannot stress how awesome that is. Like, again, I just see this combo in raids, man, of her, Yo-Yo, Black Bolt.
Oh, low health, no problem. Just pull 7 red stars, aren't you? It's not that hard.
Sure, I'll get right on it.
How stoked would you be if that was your first 7 red star? Just boom.
I could actually live with it because I guarantee you I find somewhere to use her in a way that I want to. Like, she has the kind of kit that I like, because she's a little bit JJ. She's a little bit who's the best example here? She's a little bit Mantis, right? She reminds me a little bit with the very low energy cooldown on Mantis' special, but that might be a bad thing too. We'll see. But that speed boost, like, literally, I'd be thinking about throwing Miles in a team like you're talking about, literally because, Miles is so squishy and is going to die so frequently. She's going to be getting so many turns that she can keep popping him back up. Because the real key thing here, like, as opposed to things like Black Order, is that it doesn't say it only happens once per match. So theoretically, if they drop below that, she pops in, gets an instant turn, heals him. He drops back below again. She gets another turn. That means she's already one step closer to being able to do it again. All right. And then, it takes one more turn after that and she's ready to heal. If her speed is high and her health is decent, she's going to be good.
So, and then we'll call him Spider Yo-Yo. Because his health will keep yo-yoing up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I just think he's too squishy. I think he just gets nuked in high-end raids. But if she benefits from what a lot of characters do at the moment, which is literally this time, obviously the newer characters are definitely benefiting from just crazy statistics. If they put it on her, yeah, man, there's hope. I don't want to get too carried away yet, because there's a lot about this kit, depending on how it's coded, could be pretty crap. I think her ultimate's a real letdown. I really do. Like, yep, offense down's great. But a bleed on a character that's probably going to have sucky damage? Meh.
What if it's like 700% damage? Because those squirrels bite hard.
See, I really am surprised here, mate, that there's no squirrel mechanic. Like, other than just sort of saying, oh, eat nuts. Like, what about that says squirrel army? I guess that's what the animation will be.
Yeah, it's going to be like an army of squirrels attacking them. If so, it'll be awesome.
See, I'd love to see a stage mechanic like that basically it's just like apply one stack of squirrels, right? And if there's squirrels there on the next turn, if they didn't get cleansed, then you got 2 stacks of squirrels. And that just keeps going. And even though her damage sucks, you just end up with so many squirrels gnawing on their nuts that they just die faster and faster and faster. I'd love to see a mechanic like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone a completely different direction and made her like a Hela type summoner, where she summons a squirrel every turn if there's space for it.
But look, there's enough about her kit that I'm probably going to buy her. I think I'm definitely going to buy her day one. I'm going to mess around with her a lot. Yeah, well, she fills so many holes for me on teams that they really lack this one thing. Like, a low energy cleanse by itself, Roy, is awesome. Like, think about in the game, how many characters are on a low energy cleanse?
Yep.
You've got Scientist Supreme, and that feels like forever. It's only 2 turns, but God, it feels like forever when you pop that. When you've got all those specials. You got JJ, and even she's not the shortest, but she goes fast enough that it's okay.
Yep.
And she gives herself energy back, so that works out all right. Yep. But a low energy cleanse that's around every 2 to 3 turns, nah, man, there's no one. Like, that by itself. Then factor in a heal to that and an assist call, she's going to be relevant in a raid team. Maybe not the primary raid team, but I guarantee you she ends up in a raid team.
Yep. You might even try putting Star-Lord in front of her. Just feed her energy so she can special pretty much every other turn, or every turn if you get lucky.
Man, I'm 100% going to test her out as the 5th in More in Order. Because you think about that team, right? The only downside is the nodes where they're super fast characters. I'm going to have to go back to using Cull like we do now. Like, just because otherwise a Korath's going to nuke her off the planet. Because she'll probably be the lowest health other than Minerva, I imagine. But if you've got Minerva at one end and that chick at the other end, and you're doing this, like you've got that cleanse, that's the only thing that More in Order sucks at. It doesn't have a cleanse for the heal block, so Minerva loses a lot of efficiency on certain nodes. And they're a little bit slower. So there's things to love. Absolutely. It's just a shame that, the basic just goes kind of unloved. The passive. Like, it'll do nothing in that team. That's the only downside. But
there's another thing we haven't even mentioned.
What's that?
She's a really good healer for City, which we don't really have.
Oh, God. How did we miss that? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, well, she's getting T14.
You're like, I'm taking her up right away.
Yeah, I didn't think about
She's
that.
She's the new night nurse.
Wow. Yeah. Well, rip night nurse now. She's got no hope with this on the board. Yeah, look, I hope this is going to be a thing. Yeah. Actually, I just read that kid again. Now that I realize it, I think that the main heal is actually not for the Young Avengers. It's a secondary heal. Because read this. It heals Young Avengers that are low health. Yeah. Have you ever seen that before? That's weird.
Oh, I've seen like it's where it heals the lowest health character.
Yeah, in that case, that means most of the heal theoretically might be in the secondary part. Heal all allies for a percentage. That could be what we want. Let's cross fingers, shall we?
Yeah, we'll have to see. It might just be 10%.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm really looking forward to? Yet another effing bio character. Come on.
I actually got quite a bit completed pieces of bio in my second round. I got like 5 of one completed bio piece, so I'm good on bio.
I'm just going to sit over here pretending to be happy for you. How's that sound?
Oh, and I'm ready for the next symbiote too, because I have like 52 of the alien spores somehow. So, God.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's crazy. And you've got all of them maxed now, right?
Yep, I got all 3 of them at T14, so it's craziness.
Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, shall we get to the questions section, unless you got any final thoughts about this team?
I don't know. I don't really care about the team. I'm excited about her, though.
Yeah, man.
I'm
all about...
Because it's like, nuts. What is this team for? It's like they don't. I think this is the first team in a while where they don't really say what you're going to use it for mostly. So it's not really going to stand out anywhere.
And that's the thing, man. Like, you have to really take that team up high, I think, to get whatever it is out of that team you're going to get. Yeah. And they're all like single target nukers as well. It's a really weird team. I think the 5th member is going to make up a lot, and this could be the chance for Black Panther to make back some relevance, man. Who knows?
True. We shall see.
We'll see. All right, getting into the questions from Discord. Make sure you jump onto our Discord server. Strike Force Masters are launched, so you can submit yours every week. We always start off with our patrons first because capitalism. All right, Lazy James coming in first. He's currently on stage 3 of DD3, and my current T14 characters in the picture already have Carnage as well. Who should be next? So he's got Ultron, Minerva, Symbiote Spidey, Colossus, Phoenix, and Hela. You want to get some Black Bolt in there, son?
Or Maw.
See, do you love more without Thanos in Cosmic, though?
Yeah, he's still good.
It's those cooldowns that bother me. I mean, he is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if he works as well without that energy feed.
True.
Yeah, I mean, both of them, eventually, you want both of those, 100%.
Yep.
All right, Roy, I'll let you answer this one because you've been using this a lot. TT Marco, what makes Brotherhood 2.0 counter Coulson? Like, what levels, gear T or T4 do you need to do constantly? He hasn't leveled either Toad or Blob, but he will now because Toad's farmable.
Mine is around, I'm trying to think of the number. I think mine's around 300k, so you have to pretty much do like an even punch or punch down, at least with my team. A huge thing is going to be your Toad. You need to have him high enough so his focus allows him to remove those immunities, because if you don't do that, you're in for some pain. But if you do, then you can blind them and you can run through them very quickly. So, and the phone is ringing off the hook today. But yeah, it's going to be all about Toad's focus. When I can remove those immunities, it's a cakewalk. If not, it makes it harder, but you can still win. Then you'll want your Blob to be as high as possible, too, because he's going to be doing those counterattacks so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, then we have one from Big Spartan 34 who says, "Do you want to hear a joke?" And the joke is reducing low quality screen time.
Yes.
So yeah, that feels true. I mean, it's pretty bad with how they've been promising that since February for the whole Blitz rework and increased quality of time in game, and then do 2 massive Blitz grinds back to back after having 2 massive Blitz dependent characters just before that. Like, I remember there was 1 month there where we're like, oh, this has been a pretty good release month. Like, there's been no Blitz characters. And then it's just like, oh, God, here it comes.
Yeah.
All right, Nolan, with an Ultimus currency store coming, should I be holding all Ultimus orbs? Yes.
Yes.
But you've waited too late because probably this will go out and you probably already got the store.
Yes.
There are currently 11 characters, including Ultimus, that I need to star up. Any thoughts? Wait until you see the store, man. Just save all your things for now. And then if you want to do orbs, do orbs. If there's something good in the store, do store. But if this does get to you before the store, please, stop opening them. It's something we've been putting on the pod for about, a month now? I think we've been saying that.
Yep.
Just stop it. Come on.
Yeah, just hold and see, because if it's as underwhelming as the War Store editions were for the Alliance credits or whatever, then it won't be worth it. But yeah, just hold and see, then you can go from there.
Absolutely. All right, Blood Walker. If the 80s returned again, what would you be wearing? Now, is this if the fashions came back, or is this literally if you and I were as we were in the 80s?
It's whatever you want it to be. I'd be rocking my jams. Did they have those in Australia?
What was jams?
They're like these, they're kind of like shorts, like long shorts down to like your knee or whatever, and they just like really like gaudy colors or whatever. I just vaguely remember them, but it was like when I was a kid, like this is the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna wear my jams.
Yeah, we had. I don't know what they're officially called, but where I grew up, a lot of people used to call them like either crazy pants or happy pants, which is just like, just a pair of like really baggy sort of tracksuit pants, but they had like very 80s like neon stripes and stuff all over them. Like they were ridiculously neon. Like it looked like in 2020, if you were trying to guarantee that your kid would never get hit by a car while riding their bike, that's what you would strap to them for like PPE, right? So that's probably what I wore the most as a kid when I wasn't wearing just like footy t-shirts, stuff like that.
Yes, neon was all the rage in the 80s.
All right, Piker. Technically speaking, isn't the auto button in Blitzers a Blitz bot? Ergo, isn't it about time that Blitz gets banned?
Yes.
That feels all right.
I support this.
It should. Jedi Matroza, if you could fight anyone in history, living or dead, who would it be? Ooh, man. There are some people. The problem is, like, there's the better part of myself that I shouldn't fight those people because of their living circumstances. It'd be all real people that I know. For me, it wouldn't be a famous person. It'd be literally like someone who has wronged me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There'd be 2. One was my old boss, who was just a merciless bully man, but because she was an angry lady who had one of the letters in the LGTs and whatnot, she was very protected in our company because every time someone sort of said anything for her, she's one of those people that used that tag as a weapon. She wasn't one of those people who, is fighting for a good cause.
Right.
So she made my life a living hell, man. If she was a dude, I would love to go back in time and throat punch her. But I'm not, so I won't. So probably she'd be up there. And then I guess just people that bullied me in times of like previous weakness. I'd love to basically meet them when I was at my best day rather than my worst day.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Just show up, behind the person that was bullying you when you're full grown self, tap them on the shoulder. They turn around, backhand them.
Oh, look, for me, it's not even as kids. Like I got, because I had a lot of people that bullied me in school, and then I discovered martial arts. I didn't go to it because I was bullied; it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And I got my own back on most of those guys. Don't worry. But it was more so as an adult, like people that because you were trying to develop a professional career, people that you kind of had to eat poop to advance your career because they were in positions of power and they manipulated that against you, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that dynamic only happens to women, but I promise you there are people that are well aware of their privilege that you cannot do or say anything as a dude in society now as well. So yeah.
I thought you would have said Bruce Lee since you liked him so much, just to say you
he would flog me, mate. Even on my best day, what's the point? Because I'd be sitting there either trying to compete and getting flogged, or being so much in awe of what was happening, just like standing there stunned at the awesomeness.
You have this big grin on your face as he punches you.
Do it again. Do it again. Do the 1-inch punch.
Kick me. Kick me now.
And the testicles this time. Call me daddy. Yeah. All right. Jay Shriver 138. Okay, gents, I can't decide on this one. I have enough promo credits to take 1 tune to 5. Then I have enough to take 2 from 5 to 6. I'm very close to starting DD3. Can't decide if I should do Phoenix to 6, SSM to 5, or BB to 6 after the next Black Bolt event. So it's basically Phoenix, Black Bolt, or SSM. What do you think?
I do SSM.
I think so too. Yep. I think he is going to scale really well with the coming ISO 8 content. I think of those 3, he's got the most to gain as we get more stars. But don't do it if you haven't got the stars, man. Because if you haven't got them, there's no point. Because we don't know how long it's going to be between farming now to when SSM comes back again.
Yeah, plus SSM is going to help you the most in DD3. Phoenix would be nice to take to 6, but you don't really need to. Because most of her damage comes from her special, which is percentage based and doesn't get boosted.
Absolutely. Hobbs, I was watching your tier stream with Piker today. I was wondering, Chew, when are you and Kree Noble going to announce your engagement? At the very least, you should do it. Look, I've been flirting with Kree Noble on this podcast for years, and now I'm sharing my love a little bit with JJ. I think that I need some side piece now. I don't want to lock down. I don't want to lock down to one needy blue chick. Like, she's always calling in for assists all the time. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
I love her, man. She's
you know,
such
JJ's
an
been my
character.
Girl. She's my girl back in the day.
If you don't have her loved at T13, then I love her more than you do. So yeah, man. I think she's still one of the most underrated characters in the game, Kree Noble. She does amazing things, and she is the reason that the back half of Ultima 7 is so hard, man. Yep. Those Kree Nobles, like, you go, it's Kree Noble. What's she gonna do? And it's just like, oh, Juggernaut, boom.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
This is a response.
What is this?
It's a response to the question that was just asked.
Oh, right. Okay. It's a female character. That makes no sense. Anyways, grim. All right. So, Honeycombs, I've recently been going through some of the old podcasts. Oh, no. And I heard about an AIM training mats flash event. I forgot all about that.
Yep.
When they reworked the AIM team, they were talking about putting that in. Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, because a lot of people have been asking for an event like that because they run out of training mats. I'm not one of them, but there are some people that started after that are running low because they try to take a lot of teams up. So, yeah, they should do something like that.
Absolutely. All right, life question. When it comes to Mo, or as in mustache, I'm guessing, which would you happily be stuck with for your life? A pseudo stash? I'm assuming the pseudo stash is kind of like your... What's that guy Walter's name? You're the guy with the really... John Walters? No, what's that guy's dude? Do you know what I'm talking about? The really creepy, like, thin mustache that goes just above their lip, then there's a big gap between their nose. Basically, I'm trying to say it's a pedo mustache without saying the word pedo.
Either that or like a really, really late one. I don't know.
Yeah. A German porn star, or would you go big or go home with a Nietzsche? I'd have to say the German porn star. I mean, why wouldn't you?
I just can't do the mustache. It just doesn't work. I'm a goatee guy.
Oh, really?
So
man, but then you get to yell out amazing things like, who wants a mustache ride? Like all that sort of thing. You can't do that if you don't have one.
It has to be, I'd go with one of the long mustaches that you can twirl the ends of.
Man, I can tell you from I've actually done that twice since I've grown out facial hair, and I can tell you now, you always end up eating it. Like, it doesn't matter where it is. You've waxed it out. It's like pointing out at a sick angle, and then like 20 minutes later, you're like taking a bite of a muffin, and you're literally pulling all that back out again. Yeah, it's a pain in the nuts, man. And then like even the front bits when it grows too long, like. If you enjoy smooching, it's not great. Like that's the part you got to sort of trim off just on your upper lip anyway.
Yo.
So to all of you 16-year-olds out there that are looking forward to your first kiss with your giant mustache, enjoy that advice. Headshot, Darth Vader, maybe the most iconic and recognizable villain in movie history, but who do you think was more outright awesome? Vader, Thanos, Magneto, or anyone else of our choosing?
I'd still gotta go with Vader. I mean, it's close. I like Magneto too, but probably slightly.
See, so much of Anakin is irritating to me.
Oh no, I'm not counting that. I'm just counting the first three movies.
Oh, just the villain? Yeah, okay.
Just as Vader.
I did love Thanos, but yeah, I think you kind of have to give it to Vader of those three. I'm trying to think of like a better villain, but not really. Not in movies. All right, Ender Xenocide just finished The Last of Us 2. Maybe immediately want to go back and play the original. What was the last game you played that made you want to go back and replay? Ooh.
I can't think of one immediately, but I mean, I always like play the hell out of Punch Out, any kind of the Punch Out, Super Punch Out. It's like I just love playing that game. Played through it so many times. I remember our neighbor way back in the day with original Nintendo. We'd go over to sleep over the night there. They loved Contra so much they would play all the way through it, beat the game, and then just start it right back up and start playing it through again. They love that game so much.
Yeah, right. I'd say for me it was a game called Northgard, which was not necessarily a great RTS, but it was an RTS that came out this year. And it's like Vikings. And I hadn't played an RTS forever. RTS was my jam when I was growing up. And it was like, oh man, I'd really love to go back and play the Command & Conquer series. And then they re-announced it. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. They're redoing it. It's going to be in 4K now. Like, this is going to be incredible. Now, sometimes, Roy, a remake can be too committed to preserving the original. And in this case, I think it was a mistake. Because while I have a lot of love for Command & Conquer, they did not change the control schemes one iota. Okay. And a lot of those basic quality of life things that you want from RTS games, like just building a building and just saying to that building, hey man, when you train this unit or when you build this car, I just want you to walk over there, right? Are we cool? When you finish making this, just send him over there, right? Yeah. Waypoints. There's no waypoints in that game. And it's like, dude, come on, you could have put that in. And they're like, yeah, and apparently, yeah, putting waypoints in just would have broken the enemy AI. It's designed to sort of keep you looking at particular parts of the map and trying to make you forget about it and not have as many save buttons on buildings that modern RTSs did. So, yeah, that game, as much as it really, really pains me to say, did not hold up the way I want it to. Red Alert was a bit better, but yeah, that's a bummer. But Last of Us and Last of Us 2 are both wonderful games. I really like both.
All right.
Irish Avenger, and apparently, here we go, this is the part from the start. And apparently, extremely smart recent review of your podcast stopped short of describing what sexual position you would be if you were a sexual position. Would you like to finish that sentence? Obviously, you asked the question. I answer them usually in far too much detail for Roy to be comfortable with.
You might have to save that version for the patron chat.
Yeah, no, I have no idea why I'm saying this, other than it's something that let's just say I discovered. I'll leave it as vague as that. In the last little while, and it's called the Amazon position. Right? I don't know if you've never heard of it, do yourself a favor and Google it. Definitely do it on your work phone. I'm sure that'll end well. If you haven't seen the Amazon position, it's pretty awesome. I don't think I am that, but any opportunity I have to educate people on the greatness of the Amazon position, let's do it. Not let's do it. As in, I'm not offering you the Amazon position, Roy. All right?
No, too late. You already offered.
Look, you seem like a nice guy, but I just don't think I want to Amazon with you. All right.
Mine would be the most scandalous. Mine would be the most scandalous position ever.
You're gonna say missionary.
The handhold.
Boo.
I should have drawn that out a little longer.
Oh, yeah. You should have doubled down hard. I just gone. I'd have to say,
like, this is
I'd have to say my favorite position. Yeah, my favorite position. You should have drawn it out, like really teasing. Gone. My favorite position is like when you and a girl, you both get down on your knees and read the Bible. You might as well go on the whole hog. All right, Headshot. Any idea why they opted for X-23 as the 5th X-Force member? I missed out on comics in my childhood, so I'm probably out of the loop. But from a Main Street point of view, I thought they would have had the chunky Kiwi kid who shoots fire from his fists. Now, was that kid actually in the comics, or did they just sort of shoehorn him in because Taika Waititi?
Yeah, I never really read the other X comics. I was always just all X-Men all the time.
Because X-23, I'm pretty sure she has messed with X-Force before. She's definitely played within the X-Men sphere. So there's a lot of crossover between X-Men and X-Force. So I'm going to say probably, but I think just any way they can get X-23 into the game because she's a very iconic character.
I always like confused the X-Force and X-Factor characters together too. So it's like, wait, which one was in which?
Snorlax 164, if you accidentally created a clone of yourself, what would you do? This clone would be the same age, same thoughts, memories as you. You'd have to immediately kill them, right? No. No. See, I think that if you are enough of a pragmatist, like at the point where it's almost like a psychopath, which sometimes I generally worry I might be, Roy, right? I'd worry about a lot of you. I think that I'd probably start building my plan to take over the world.
Nice.
No, I think it'd be great. I'd love to have another version of me because, yeah, I think that another version of me would respect the situation I got going on here and just sort of go, all right, you got your life experience, and I'll go do this thing using the same skill set. And, yeah, you could literally achieve multiple things at once. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I would have him do all my work, and then I could relax. No.
He's got the same memories and feelings as you. I don't think he's going to have that.
It's like, I ain't doing it. No, we'd split everything 50-50. It would be awesome. Play games together. All kinds of stuff. He could play on my secret iOS account.
True. There you go. Just just get a Cabal account. He can be the Kraken. You can be the Thinger. You can just create your own You could be your own podcast. You can have the Kraken and the feed play right there.
He'll be Bigroy Kraken.
Yeah. Which is exactly this podcast. It's just one guy doing two voices. So there's no difference.
And we'd name the podcast Keep It Kraken.
Exactly.
Or Get It Kraken.
Now this is great to see this week that the flat shaming is coming back. So Bloodwalker says, so I hear Cubby Burger is back on the weight loss train, which is awesome. What's the current target? I know it's a steady process. So like a lot of things, it's easy to fall off, blah, blah. Basically said, yeah, ceasefire's over. He's expecting that I will do good things. Look, I think I outlined this on the Gamers with Grit video. So if you are someone who wants to lose a bit of weight, we're not selling anything or anything like that. It's literally a bunch of gamers who want to be less fat. That's pretty much what we're up to, right? So yeah, come on over to the Alternate Reality Discord. We're doing that there. So I've got a lot of little goals. So I've got an Under Armour shirt, Roy, you'd appreciate this, with the Brahma Bull on the front, and it's a large size. I have not worn a large t-shirt since, let's put a clock on it, 2005, I reckon.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. And at the moment, I'm barely squeezing into a triple XL, man. Like, if I had to go out clothes shopping right now, I don't think anyone would be able to cater to me here. Oh, yeah, big unit. Dude. And then subsequent goals, obviously, I want to get under 100. I want to get my cardio up, and next time I go back for blood tests and whatnot, some of the things that were starting to creep in, like I'm not sick, but I'm effing close, right? In a way that's just, I'm genuinely ashamed of. So yeah, so there's a few goals there. So number one is when I go back for my next blood panel, my doctor's going to go, sweet Jesus, what have you been doing? Did you get cured by a miracle, man? Like, did you see a voodoo person? So I'd love to shock her. I'd love to impress my PT with how much I come along in weights, that sort of stuff. And look, just, yeah, I mean, being healthier and feeling good about myself, because it's been a while, and as I said, this year's messing with me a bit, and sometimes it stacks up like weeks like this, and when you're unhealthy, it's easy to fall into that trap of, when the world feels really crap, just like, oh, cheeseburger will make me feel better. Cheeseburger. Yeah. And you do that for a decade, man, you're going to pay the price, and that's exactly what I've done. So
absolutely, yeah. When I lost all my weight a few years ago, I went on a little shopping spree and bought a lot of large shirts also. And I also do not fit a large shirt now. So like for the past few months, I had been feeling like really bad. I'd only be able to sleep like 4 hours at night because I'd wake up with horrible like neck pain no matter what pill I use. So like, okay, I got to start losing weight again. I'm too old to get away with it anymore. So I've really been cutting down because my appetite would be so much that I would eat too much at a time. So now I've gone to kind of like a sliding intermittent fasting, anywhere from 12 to like 23 hours in between eating, and has been absolutely fantastic for cutting down my appetite. I get full so much faster. Like I could eat like a whole large hot and ready from Little Caesars before. Now I could barely get a half one down, even if I'm really hungry, because I just fill up faster, and it's been fantastic. I'm down 10 pounds already. I'm able to sleep more before I wake up in pain. So it's been really helping. So if you are having any health issues, pain issues, just try to lose some weight. It really helps.
Yeah, I mean, chronic inflammation, a lot of people don't realize they have it. Like when you're eating junk all the time, or soft drinks or energy drinks, or even just caffeine sometimes, or especially a lot of red meat, like, you know, you almost got borderline gout from inflammation. So look, you know, if you want to do this with a group of people, like right now, I was genuinely surprised in the 2 days since I relaunched Gamers with Grit, mate, how many people have reached out. Like, I guarantee the only reason I survived this week to counterbalance all the nonsense we sort of faced in the community, plus life, is literally the people from Games with Grit. I was surprised how many people. When I posted that video, like talking about it, I honestly expected half the comments to be just like, "Ha, suck it, fatty," or like just posting memes of, you know, like that whole guy was just like, "Diabetes," you know that guy?
Yes, got the beatus.
And yet not one. So I was genuinely impressed with those people. So because I tried to make it as honest as possible, right? Like I hate those weight loss like blog type things or vlogs. I hate the term vlogs, by the way. I don't want Gamers with Grit to be considered one, but I think it might be, because I literally turn on the camera and just talk, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh my God, I worked so hard this week. It's like, no, you got lipo. Like we saw it, right? I hate those ones where they hide it and they lie, because it's not real. You know what I mean? Going on and not showing all the flaws on your Instagram and your Twitter, like. So yeah, I mean, it's been hard too. Like I posted a couple of videos on social media of me on a rower, and I'm sitting there watching like my, this is gross. I'm literally watching like I get to the back end of the row, and if you slowed that video down, I swear to God, I'd be like watching the first roll go into the next roll, like as you come back on the rower, like kind of like a fat tsunami building up, and then the man boobs just come crushing down on top of the fat layer. And just, yeah, and it's because when I post that, that's what I see. You know what I mean? You put that out there, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get so much crap for this. But people have been unbelievably cool, man. So yeah, that's actually really helped my last couple of days of like, all right, people are on board here, so I'll post something else and I'll go back to the gym. So that's good.
Yeah. Very awesome.
All right, JW, do you think Squirrel Girl will fit into a DD3 team? Yes. Ultima 7, maybe. Yeah, we'll find out in a couple of days.
Yeah, we have to see how the final stats on her and her skills.
Yeah, absolutely. JJ, currently on Node 7 for DD3, have all the gear needed for SSM and Carnage, or Thanos and more. I think, oh God.
Thanos and Maw, probably finish. That's the harder part, the cosmic. It'll be like night and day. If you don't have those, it'll take you forever and it will suck. If you have them, you'll blow through it.
He does have Min, BB, and Hella, though. Like, so it's not going to be... It's not. Oh, look, I get you, but trust me that I had this same situation, remember? That we didn't know how good Maw was going to be. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, it's going to be like 6 weeks before I get into City. And then I get to that Node 12, Maw comes out, I take him to T14, throw him straight into Maw in order. That was the day it got invented. And then rolled it straight in, right? And then next minute, with 3 runs and we're done after that. So then I had to wait weeks to get that Carnage up. No, both of them, yeah, SSM and Carnage. I had nothing, dude. So part of me wants to say at least get SSM. Then maybe Thanos... I mean, they're not competing for gear anyway, though, are they? Because what's that? Bio, Mystic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not competing anyway. So you're probably okay.
Maybe they mean like
the normal oranges?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I'd probably say, oh man, if you had to pick one of Maw or Thanos, what would you do?
Probably Maw, because I've run just Thanos, and it's just, even at 7 red stars, and it's, if he doesn't have enough protection, he's not doing much, especially on that Node 12.
True. Snorlax 164, despite needing the gear, I've always hoarded a significant amount of orange raid orbs because I know they're always worth it in the milestone events. This one wasn't that great though, so do you think it's okay to start using those orbs or set 750 aside for another milestone event? So they've only been averaging those like once every 6 months, so I can't see them being one for a while. I think dump everything you've got, and the second this event ends, start saving it again until you see the next one.
Yeah, or just save unless you absolutely need to take something up, like right then. It will make a big improvement in your game. Otherwise, just save.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Like, if you're finding you have to buy things from stores that you could have got from an orb, obviously open the orb.
Yep.
Yeah. Judas95, not a question. Just want to say this month it's my 1 year anniversary on Patreon for the podcast. Thank you so much for sticking with us, mate.
Absolutely.
He says that's longer than most of his relationships. Keep up the great work and look forward to another year of laughter. Me too, man. Me too. It's been good.
Yes.
All right, last from the patrons. From Maseo, have either of you watched the Agent Carter show? What about the Inhumans? Been binging Disney Plus and was impressed with Agent Carter, but Inhumans was horrible. Thoughts on Agent Carter being in the game? Make it the opposite of Coulson. Make S.H.I.E.L.D. a war offense team or special team up with Cap. Ooh, I haven't watched either of those shows, I'm sorry to say.
Neither have I. They did have like an alternate of Sharon Carter as Captain America in the Puzzle Quest game, so I could see them doing that here too.
I think they're doing that soon with the What If series. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sharon Carter, I've heard.
Oh, cool. There, another way they could put her in, or another
Absolutely.
reason to.
All right, All right, so we're going to go into rapid fire for these questions because this one is going to be a long one otherwise. So back to our on-air questions. Razorrock, with Minerva coming to the July login calendar, can't remember the last time there was a character this good. Is this the best login month ever? It's pretty close, I think.
Yes.
Yep. Skarn, is there any truth to the rumor that the podcast is just Chewburger and Big Roy and Tudor's using a different voice? Yes, 100% true. All right. Brett, who would you guys recommend take the 6 reds following the Wakanda event? I've already got BB at 6. Choices are Thanos or Hela. What do you think?
I'd go Thanos. If you have the full Black Order team.
100%, yeah. Or if at least he's got more. All right, if you got those 2, that's enough. But if you don't have more, I'd say Hela all day. She is falling down a little bit now, unfortunately. A little bit of usability off there, but she's still a great character.
Yes.
OJD pulled terrible reds for Domino, Negasonic, so I haven't put anything into them. I pulled 4 reds on X23. Question, with her serving as a 4th in the symbiotes, who do you reckon a good 5th could be? Squirrel Girl. Yep. Next question. Spider pulled a 6 red star Thor. I'm going to stop reading right there. No, should I take him into Cosmic? Take him into Cosmic in DD3 or more. More every day.
Yep.
Thor is a one-trick pony for war. He's losing effectiveness like weekly at the moment. BWR. Sometimes I stack multiple bleeds and they all go off. Other times only some tick and others stay. Can you explain how it works? This one's a nice, easy one. A lot of characters have more than 1 turn of bleed. So if it's a 2-turn bleed, obviously the first bleed will fall off for the ones that were all 1 turn, and then the 2 turns will stay there for the rest.
Yep.
Smedley, with the upcoming Marvel Avengers game in September, do you think MSF would do anything new around this? That's a competing company, so I'm going to go with a hard no right there. Bagel Tank. Hey guys, thanks for the great content and really enjoyed your appearance on Valley's channel too. Oh man, I can't believe that was last week. That feels like last year I did that. Good God. At what point, new player, mid-game or end-game, would you advise for players start hoarding orbs and whatnot? Is it once you get a good arena and raid team set up or something else? That's a hard one to answer right now because there's so many teams if they just started that they still need, right?
I'd say if you're happy with your performance in all game modes, then you can start hoarding them. If not, then bring up who you need to bring up.
Yeah, I think like there's a lot of answers to that. It really depends on each resource. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, well, when you've got these characters, these are the ones that you don't need right now, or maybe not need ever. Like, you know, unless you're one of the I need to collect all the Pokemons type personalities, which a lot of us are, right?
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's probably a longer answer we've got time to do right now. Jump on in general chat. We can follow up with that if you want. BS Jack 87. I'm assuming this one's for you. Can you please give someone else a chance of getting War MVP for once, please, Roy?
You're being ridiculous. I've only gotten MVP 11 times since I've joined the new alliance. I let other people get it. It's fine.
Oh, that's nice. All right. Hellhawk says DD3 mission 7 almost killed one Iron Fist, but the second one drops down. Oh no, that's the bad one.
I tried to warn as many people as I could.
And then the fast dead all. Got Phoenix, Colossus plus Ultron, Nick Fury, and was soloing 2-hit strategy with Phoenix. Should I try to bring another tune like Sinister? How do I get out of this? What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, you can do Sinister, or some people do Shuri and try to get the two-turn heal block on her basic to try to focus one down.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. It's a shame if focus sucks because that doesn't land very often. You'll have a lot of RNG dancing. I had a strategy that worked pretty well, but I don't recommend anyone else do it at all, right? For me, what I ended up doing was I had, in my first run, Scientist Supreme, and I had Nick Fury. They were my 2 characters. So Scientist Supreme I do regret a lot. But her basic I would use on one of the Miss Marvels. That would put usually a slowdown, almost guaranteed. If it didn't, I restarted. And then I would use Fury's minions to hit the stun.
You mean on Iron Fist?
And then...
He said Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Oh, sorry. She's on that note too, right, though. But yeah, no, you're right. Iron Fist. And then, just basically stun him out. That way he's not getting his passives off. Or one of them's not. And that's enough for them to have Phoenix do her job. So anyone that you have, because you have Nick Fury, anyone that you have that can land a slow, just think of anyone you've got that's global slow that you want to bring up anyway. And then you can kind of use that 2-tap. There's a little bit of working around stuff. But it is possible. I was genuinely surprised that I got around it with that crap, but it worked. So
yeah, or just RNG'd until Fury calls in the security for an assist to get the slow on there. That's another way to do it.
Exactly. All right, the Wink 84. Let me start by saying I know this is not a necessary upgrade because of Ultima 7 and using her in D83 Cosmic, but I'm considering this. Basically, he wants to know, is it worthwhile doing Minerva's passive for the extra 5% speed on an ally death? The answer is, if you're using Hela, yes. If you're not, no.
Yeah. It's still a stretch, man.
It's a 1%er. It's one of those ones where it's gonna squeeze out a little bit more. And if RNG goes your way and they're constantly murdering Greg, it is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I did notice the difference when I did it, Roy. Yeah. But only when I'm using that. In any other mode, it makes no difference.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jabo247, he's gone to casual in MSF. He's now playing Sorcerer's Arena. He's basically saying that they've now got a sandbox mode where you can basically challenge someone in your alliance's defensive arena team to get info on how the AI pays. They also allowed you to twice a year change the payout time for your arena so that you get a lot less of that collusion we've had at the moment. Can you devs explain why Scopely has not included either of these features in the game that's been out for years and other players will love to see? So I actually think they have included both of these. My understanding is you are allowed to change time zones, which means payout, once per year. And I think you have to prove a change of address, someone said. I don't know if that's true or not. But the sandbox node now, if you've got a mate that's willing to grind it out, you can just get them to put their arena defense on in 1v1 PvP. Yeah. And you can do it that way. So technically we do have a sandbox mode. It's painful to use because you have to go in and go, oh, don't ban it. And then your mate always bans the wrong one. You're like, dick, now I got to do it all again. So
now we got to start all over.
Exactly. Now, the interest of speed, guys, what I'm going to do, there's a lot of you have asked for very personal advice for your specific account for DD3. I'm going to delete those this week just because we do not have time. I'm sorry. Cottonmouth, if you're a fish living in the ocean, what fish are you and why? What do you got?
I'm a shark, baby.
I will be a groper.
A groper?
Yeah, gropers are massive fish. They're basically they're just real big, slow, dopey looking things, but they always they literally just eat things whole. They just basically swim up on it and just open the jaw and just and they're quite hilarious because what'll happen is when you're in snorkeling in certain parts of Queensland that are big tourist spots, they always feed these things. So they'll come up and they'll see a tourist that kind of looks like the same uniform as the guides, and they'll literally just clamp half a tourist. Which terrifies them, which is hilarious to Australians. So, yeah. All right. Let's have a look now. Cal Crushington, really enjoyed the tier list stream and happy to hear it'll be a regular event. What I understand is there are visual elements to those. Is there any chance we get the audio and podcast form? Have you got any objections if I literally roll that audio onto the podcast?
Oh, that's fine.
Do a bonus episode once a month? Yeah.
As long as you're not dropping F-bombs and stuff constantly.
Normally it's the same classics, the PG ones dick a couple of times. That's about it.
Yep.
B-double-yah, feeling a bit burnt out of the game, been through 2 alliances falling apart in a matter of weeks. Isn't that a story for a lot of people at the moment?
Yep.
I have a TCP of 5 mil. I'm a dolphin, but I can't keep up, and Squirrel Girl hardly gets me going. Is there anything you can say to make me passionate about the game again? No.
Yeah, I mean, just try to find the fun, and if you can't, then there's plenty of other games to play. But there's still ways to have fun with the game. Just don't try to just cut down on things that are not fun, Blitz, and then just play what you do find fun in there.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, I mean, it is hard at the moment because, like, even for not new characters at the moment, like, we're literally gone from two non-character blitzes back to back to being have to be on all the time with these milestones. And the X23 was before that, and then we got another one after it. It's like 4 blitzes in a row, which are insane. So, yeah, drop it for a bit. There's no harm in that if you're not going to buy those characters anyway.
Yep.
All right, Paul D, listen to the 1 year anniversary show. We got 2 years up and coming. I think that is next week, same week as your birthday, Roy.
Yes. Quick announcement on that.
It
will be my birthday on the 13th, next Monday. I think I'm going to try to do a birthday stream on Twitch, so come on out for that. Mm-hmm. Usually, probably going to start at my normal time and then go for as long as I can.
All right. So he was saying.
Oh, sorry. I just want to add one quick thing. I do have like tons of like PC game codes, so I'll probably throw some of those out to people just to make it a little more fun that way. So you can come get some free games, have some fun. Wish me happy birthday.
Nice. So he was saying, how are you feeling since, and any predictions for the next year on your march for year 3 of the best pot around? I do worry a little bit about the future of this game. I think ISO 8 is going to define a lot, but I think more importantly, what ISO 8 is for, I think really defines 2 things. 1, how the game goes, and 2, our enthusiasm to keep doing this podcast. If the game really does not evolve, it really does need to evolve. It's that time. ISO 8's obviously a mechanical step, but you know, a lot of games do this wrong, where they'll release character after character after character, and you hear it all the time. Characters are not content. Yeah. All right. There's only so many times you can see Squirrel Girl nut in someone's face before it gets old, right? It just, you know, it is. That's a PG statement. Love it or not, Roy. That's PG. It's just fine. What about you, mate? How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty much the same way. It's like I'm just trying to be as casual as I can and still accomplish what I need to while I wait for them to add some new stuff.
Yeah. Star Lord says, do we think Fox Next is driving people away with all these blitz? Judging by the amount of accounts I've seen for sale this week, yeah. There's a lot of endgame players, man, that I'm like, yeah, your account looks great. 400, maybe. All right. There's another personal question. Metank, just caught your episode about the character infographic. If the baseline is G14, 4 red stars, do you really think, this is what I've been getting all week, Ray, do you really think Korath shouldn't get a synergy boost with Ultimus? His taunt means you get to choose any character on the opposing team, and Ultimus will delete them. That's about as good a synergy as there is in the game. Let me one-up you on many facets, my young man. So if you're going to give a synergy to go with Ultimus, there's like a ton of characters that have a better synergy than Korath, which sounds crazy, but you think about it. Roy, can you imagine a world where you have
in a world,
what's the guy's name? Taskmaster with Ultimus. That's a lot of taunts.
Yes.
That's a lot of taunts. Cyclops with Ultimus, right? 2 taunts every time he rolls out that special. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of characters that have multi-taunts firing out on a very regular basis. War Machine, right? Am I gonna do these with all them? The reality is the benefits you get from Korath, it's his special, and he's only gonna do that once every sort of 3-ish turns. So just for that, it's not enough to give him a +1 as a synergy benefit. Is there a synergy benefit? Yes. Is it enough to say that he goes up an entire tier of being worthwhile because of that synergy? I don't think so.
Well, actually, there's Kree synergy also between the 2.
Yeah, but it's more that he gets more from Ultimus than Ultimus gets out of him. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it's that much of a benefit that if you've got Ultimus, you have to run it with Korath. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think there is. I think there's a lot of better synergies out there. Look, I mean, if enough people ask that question, we'll put it into our monthly, who do we need to relook at? Yep. But I will say that's the only one that I've seen about Cornage so far. Oh, here we go. Here's some more as well. So people... Yeah. In fact, I'm not in the mood. I'm skipping this week. Do you know what? I've never done this, but wrong week, dudes. So the 3 of you that wanted to get specific things, come to the stream next month. If you want to have your say, guys, we're going to post up a thing, post it there. I'm not going to do it. All right, Fick Neri.
Salty Chew has entered the building.
Look, you don't understand how many times. I'm not going to keep answering the same question over and over. I'm going to do it once a month. That's how it's going to work. All right? We put in... Yeah, I reckon all said and done, we put in 7 hours to that content. Jeez. And people want to spend time pulling the piss out of it, man. It's just like, do your own. I could give less of a shit. All right, Fick Neri, One thing I think that's been ignored in the power creep conversation is the chain attacks. I haven't looked super in depth, but it seems like a lot of earlier characters have lower chain percentage, especially basic attacks, than characters coming later in the game. Maybe it's just me. I think some truth in it. I mean, most chain attacks I kind of hate, right? Except for characters like SSM and OG Spidey, because those ones can't be countered, do defense down, they're great. But damage ones, they generally poop.
Yeah, I mean, because like all the early characters talking about it's like it's only a percentage chance of chain, whereas pretty much all the new ones come out, it's like guaranteed chain, so it's like a big difference.
Yep. KB13, so I haven't pulled a 7 red yet, so I can't leave a review, but since Fox next Scopely obviously listened to you guys, can you tell him to make him fumble? Yeah, I'll get right on that. Yeah. I'll put it in my weekly pen pal letter to my love over there, who definitely answers all my mails.
Yes, they're waiting on their edge of the seats, waiting to hear from us.
Yeah. So we did edit out about 8 of those questions, guys. I apologize if yours wasn't read. We don't normally do this, but look, I mean, when we've got a 2-hour episode, literally going through everyone's personal question about their personal account, or alternatively, like going through things that we're going to do on the tier list stream anyway. It's just a double up, and we'll probably try and make it a bit more efficient so that you guys are getting no overlap to the same questions every week. Roy, is there anything else you want to add before we get on out of here?
That is going to do it.
All right. In that case, you have listened to this Triforce Masters launch podcast. We hope you had a good time, and you hope you'll join us again next week. If you did enjoy it, make sure you tell your friends about it. Share with this one. Also, head on to Patreon if you've got a few extra dollars up your sleeve and you want to support the channel. That's patreon.com/SFMOL. Make sure if you have enjoyed it, you give us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts. If you do leave a 5-star with a comment, we will read it out next week as long as it's PG. And what am I forgetting, Roy? For me personally, make sure you follow me on YouTube at Alternate Reality. That's where me and a couple other guys get together. We've just added the Gamers with Grit program, which is basically a meshing of video games, weight loss, health, just putting a different flavor on there. There's a lot of amazing video games coming out soon that are not Marvel Strike Force, guys. So if you want to watch me play a lot of those, review them, etc., I'll be doing that there as well. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Shoebagger84. That's it for me, Roy. Take us on out of here.
Yes, I'm Bigroyawesome on YouTube and Twitch. I will be doing my birthday stream next Monday, July 13th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and going for I don't know how long, so come on by. Wish me a happy birthday. Maybe get a free PC game or two. We'll see how that goes. But that's going to do it. Thanks for listening. Till next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.